Hey friends, what we're going to work on for the next few minutes is just your basic tutorial for the ancestor face. This is also the same premise that we're using for Lurch and for Fester. So the idea is that we're going to do a full coverage makeup, but we want the application to be thin enough that it's not entirely blocking out human skin tone. And so what's going to be provided for you at your station is a water-activated powder makeup. It looks like this in the box. It's Paradise makeup, and it is activated with water. So it's just a powder, and you'll spritz it and you'll sponge it on. We will have for you a wedge of corrugated sponge. It's nice and porous. It's not solid, and so you'll have that. And then we will also have for you a dab of brown character shadow makeup. Now, if you have a regular stage makeup kit, this is the same brown that is in your kit. And so if you have it, feel free to bring yours. But if you don't, we'll have some available to help you with. So if you have that, be sure that you have it. Things that you're going to need to provide for yourself: a way to spritz water, or maybe a little cup or something to have some water in. You also may want to have at hand some baby wipes or makeup wipes. No need to spend a lot of money on that, but just something that you can have handy in case you need to clean your fingers or clean up a spot on your face. And so the way that we're going to start is we're going to start with the shadows. Now, to apply this, I use my fingers. You can use a sponge, you can use a brush, but I find that fingers work best. And what we're going to do is we're going to shadow the entire socket of the eye, and we're going to shadow the sides of the nose, and then we may play with cheekbones if we feel the need. So the way you're going to do that, I'm just going to tap that shadow with my finger and get loaded. And then I'm going to come in underneath my eye, and I'm going to start just lightly applying that shadow underneath the eye. You want to bring it all the way down to the bone. You can feel that socket. You want to fill the socket, and you want to do it pretty heavily. Notice I'm not dragging. I'm tapping to apply. And then once you've got that done, you want to come back and do the same thing above the eye, all the way to the brow bone. And then on the outside, I'm just connecting that so that the entire orbital socket is shadowed. Maybe you can see that. The light's a little bit bright in here. I'm going to adjust that maybe just a second and see if I can help that shadow to show a little more. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty good. You can see that. Now I'm going to do the other side. There you go. Get it so the color's good and even. Don't be afraid if it's pretty dark. That's fine. And then once you have that done, we're going to bring that same shadow down the sides of the nose. Don't cover the bridge. Keep this clean. But down the sides of your nose, along the bone. Fill that space. Still tapping to apply. And I'm catching just right around the base of the nose because I want to see where that stops and where the nose projects. So the bridge of my nose is still clear. My brows are untouched, but the entire socket has been filled in with the shadow. Now, once that's done, we're going to take our white makeup and I'm going to spritz it with my water bottle. So just load it like that. And I'm going to take my corrugated sponge, the rounded edge, and I'm loading it up, not too heavily, but you want to be sure you've got makeup on it. And before I apply that makeup to my face, I'm going to check it on my hand. Yeah, that's good. Because what I don't want to do is get hot spots. So once it's going on pretty evenly, I'm going to just start applying that lightly to my face. And I'm tapping to apply. And you don't want full coverage. So you want to see some skin tone popping through. And I'm coming first around where I did all those shadows. As I look at my face, I'm thinking it might be a nice touch to come back with my shadow and hit the temples a bit. I'm blending that back out into the hairline. Then I'll come back with my white and just blend that down a little bit. And so once I have my cheekbones and forehead done, I'm going to catch the bridge of my nose. I'm going to catch the sides of my nose. If you have to keep applying a little bit of water to your makeup, that's fine. Coming all the way down. And around the nostrils. Okay, now I'm going to play with my cheekbones just a little bit. I'm going to, right below the cheekbone, I'm going to add just a bit of shadow. And again, this is just the brown character shadow from my regular makeup kit. Blend off the bottom edge. And then I'm going to take my white and I'm going to continue with the same application I was doing before. Lightly loaded sponge and just light tapping. I'm going to come below that shadow and catch my jawline, and underneath the jaw you want to pull that down, and then eventually you want it to blend out, because we don't want to have to do your entire body with it. We don't want to get it on wardrobe if we can help it. We want it to be, again, translucent to see skin tone. Notice again that I'm not dragging. If you drag this makeup on skin, you get that. And what we want is that. Okay? So we want that see-through application, not that strong, bold line that it would create. Now, I'm going to come back with my sponge, and where I've shadowed the hollows of my cheeks, I'm going to just very lightly come in and do white across that as well. So all of those shades, all those shading spots, I'm applying just the lightest bit of white. Now, I have facial hair that is white, fortunately for me. So if I were doing this show, I would probably leave my facial hair in place and maybe add a little bit of gray to it to give it some texture and dimension. But if you have facial hair, you're probably going to need to take it off for this makeup, or you're going to need to have a way to make it blend in. Now, like I said, I'm coming back over all my shaded areas, and I'm applying a see-through layer of the white makeup. And what we've done by applying the white that is not over the shades, we've created highlights on the bridge of the nose, on the cheekbone, over the brow bone. And then coming back in, I've got a little hot spot here. I'm going to just take a clean edge of my sponge and tap that to blend it. Good. And so I still get my sunken shaded eyes. I get my shaded nose. I get my shaded hollow of my cheek. I hear my daughter singing upstairs. I don't know if that's coming through to the video or not, but it's pretty funny. I think it's an awesome 80s weekend on the local radio station, and they're singing the music of my childhood. And so I think I'm getting pretty close to done. It's hard to see what's translating on the camera and because I look at it in my mirror and it looks completely different. So I hope that it's reading well. But the technique, the premise, is exactly what I've shown you. And I think you'll see in the mirror what I'm talking about is that you get depth here and here and here, and you get lift and projection here and here and here. And so this is your basic makeup. Once this is done, you're going to come back, you'll have an assigned wig, and your wig will be done in shades of white and gray. And so I've just grabbed this one to use tonight. You always want to handle that wig from up inside. Don't touch the fiber, because the fibers, the hair will grow, and this is not the 1980s. And so we don't want to do that. So you'll probably have someone to help you with your wig. Somebody on our crew can help you do that. Your job is going to be to catch that wig on your fingers right here and kind of hold it as they stretch the back. And so I'm going to just lay that down right here. And then I'm going to stretch this and pull it down. And I'm going to find these tabs on the side and center that wig. And then I'm going to take the hair and blend it across my hairline. And you're going to want to have your hair prepped for wig before you do your makeup. Once I have this in place, we're going to use hairpins and pin the wig in place. And so the way we're going to pin that wig, hairpins shaped like a U. It's not a bobby pin. They're not the same thing. I'm going to come from the outside right here. I'm going to poke through the wig. Do you see that? I'm going to spin that under and slide that under my wig cap. And I'm going to do that in about 5 spots. So the temples here, that hurts. There we go. And then back on the nape, either side right here, I'm going to just poke through, come down, and slide up. And I'm taking those hairpins up under my bandage wrap. But for you, if you're pin curled, it would go into your pin curl, or it would go under the bandage wrap. The idea, into your braid, however you're prepped, it goes there. And then I'm going to do one more right here in the front. I'm going to poke a hole through the wig, and then I'm going to slide that into my prep. And now I'm ready to go get into wardrobe. Thanks a bunch. Looking forward to seeing your results on your ancestor makeup prep. So good luck. See you soon. Bye.